Welcome to Monday, the 22nd of November, 2021. This Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Chugwater Chili. Go to chugwaterchili.com to get some great holiday discounts. This week, the holiday discounts are 20% off of all Chugwater Chili products. All of those you see there on the screen, great seasoning. Obviously, the Chugwater Chili is famous and for good reason, but the chili seasoning for dip, dressing mix, steak rub, or especially that new green chili seasoning, definitely worth trying out at chugwaterchili.com. The La Nina pattern continues. I want to talk more about La Nina here during this podcast, but let's talk about travel weather first. First of all, it's going to be mild, breezy, and dry to start the week, well above average temperatures today and Tuesday. We do have a cold front. We do have some snow showers coming for late Tuesday night through Wednesday. The best chance of snow is going to be in the mountains in the northern areas, but there's also going to be part of the southern Rockies that get a bit of mountain snow out of this. It's just not a big storm. It's going to move through quickly, but it will bring a shot of wintry weather our way for Wednesday and Wednesday night. No major systems Friday through Sunday. There's a small little wave that may come in late Friday and Saturday, but mainly producing snow showers in the mountains. So other than Tuesday night through Wednesday night, and then maybe the system Friday night and Saturday, there's nothing big, nothing that I think will cause any really big travel problems for this holiday travel period. I think the biggest concern is if you have to go over a mountain pass, that's where I think you'll see the most weather. La Nina phase 1 for another 10 days, meaning windy periods and generally this November weather, which has been so mild, will continue for another 10 days. Then we're going to see the phase 2 of La Nina coming in or around the 3rd of December. Around and after the 3rd of December is when you can expect things to change around here. But for another 7 to 10 days, it's going to be a lot like it's been. Today's satellite photos show a lot of high pressure and a lot of clear skies over the western United States. So we're going to have high pressure for today and Tuesday. Quickly advancing, though, there's a little swirl up here, a little low, and a frontal system that's going to be approaching the Pacific Northwest coast and diving quickly southeastward by tomorrow night and Wednesday. But you can see all the clear skies that we have right now. Now, this is where we've been here for most of the month of November and really going back to October when La Nina started to strengthen again. A general west to east flow, fast-moving lows. This makes it very windy, but it also makes it very mild considering the time of year. It keeps the Arctic air locked up here and does now allow it to move south. These strong jet stream winds cause high wind events in the Rockies, which we've had. They also cause excessive precipitation in the Pacific Northwest and British Columbia. We've heard about the floods. That's because of the strong onshore flow. So La Nina phase 1, which is basically a mild windy pattern, considering temperatures relative to average, this is going to hold through the rest of the month of November. Phase 2 of La Nina is when the jet stream buckles and Arctic air is allowed to come south into the region. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. But you got to remember, when you're in a La Nina, I think weather whiplash is the best way to describe it. You could have 1 month that's unseasonably warm and dry. You can then have a following month that is unseasonably cold and snowy, and it can go back and forth. La Ninas are fickle, but you can be in this pattern and think this pattern is going to hold all winter, then this pattern comes on in. As you can see, this is where we are today, this broad area of high pressure. We do have some low pressure and colder weather moving into the Great Lakes in the northeast United States. This is the area of the country that'll be coldest relative to normal over the next few days. However, by Wednesday morning, you can see that front moves very quickly off the coast of British Columbia and through the Rockies. The core of the cold remains up north, but this cold front will drag its way through, but it won't linger. As it comes in, it is going to produce some areas of rain and snow. The Pacific Northwest and the northern Rockies in the best position to pick up moisture from this front. But also, there's a little bit of moisture and energy down here in south central and southwest Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. This is an area that really hasn't seen much of anything here lately, but they will start to see a little bit of moisture. Then we get some rain and some unsettled weather here in the Great Lakes in New England. But this is through Thanksgiving Day. There's nobody really getting clobbered. And if you were to look at the snowfall forecast, this is what we talked about. If you have to travel over a mountain pass Tuesday night and Wednesday into Thursday morning, this is where you're going to run into some travel concerns. I think the snow on the plains is generally going to be light, spotty, and not amounting to much. But definitely expect it to be colder Wednesday into Thanksgiving Day. Now let's talk about La Nina, sea surface temperatures, and some things that are going on in the big picture that will impact us in the month of December. I've been talking about over the last several weeks how there's been cold water in the Gulf of Alaska and warmer than normal sea surface temperatures here. However, if we were to go back over the last 2 weeks, we have noticed a couple of things. The sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Alaska are not as cold, and the sea surface temperatures here are not as warm. They're still colder than normal up here and still warmer than normal here. Why is that important? Well, that's very important as we go down the road. Here's the latest sea surface temperature pattern, and you can see that cold pool is there, and this warm pool is there as well. That is keeping those jet stream winds really strong hitting the Pacific Northwest coast. However, as sea surface temperatures here moderate, what tends to happen is this makes it a little bit easier for high pressure ridges to form, especially over these warmer waters here and here. And when that happens, well, the jet stream wants to take dips instead of being so straight. So as we look ahead, after 10 days from now, this is what the jet stream pattern may look like. This is a forecast for the first full weekend of December. And what we have is that ridge builds in the eastern Pacific and the door opens to Canada. Now this, folks, is really cold. I mean, you're talking some severe cold here, some really, really cold air here, and then the flow aloft from the polar regions come all the way into the north, from the north into the lower 48 states. And this is the end result. If you were to look at the whole northern hemisphere, you can see there is a concentration of the cold on a north-south axis going over the pool into the other side of the globe, over into parts of Europe and into North America here. So we're going to watch this. We'll put a question mark here. This is pretty extreme. If this does develop, then after the 3rd of December, it's going to get colder. I think it's going to get cold. Whether or not it gets this cold, I don't know. But here you go. Basically, this is the phase 2 of La Nina. So remember, in La Ninas, you have whiplash with the weather. You can go from 1 month of warm to the next month. That's opposite. This is what temperatures look like relative to normal by the 7th of December. See all that purple right there? Those are deviations of 30 degrees Fahrenheit or more from normal temperatures. So enjoy these mild November temperatures, because I don't know if our luck will hold out. Certainly this will be very interesting, and we're going to watch this for you over the next week to see if it does come to fruition or not. Have yourself a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.